everybody. Winter camping has its perks. There's a void of insects, there's no crowds while you experience the beauty and peacefulness of a winter wonderland. But if you're not prepared, it could be cold and challenging. To set yourself up for a successful campout, you not only need to build on your knowledge, but also having the right gear to keep you nice and toasty warm. Having the right amount of layers, having the right amount of down to keep you warm at night, and also more gear for creating a warm fire for cooking or melting snow, which means more weight and bulk to carry. You really have two choices to carry all that gear, either with a pack or a sled. In this episode, we're going to look at the pros and cons on both of them to find out which one works best for you. First, we're going to look at the backpack, where it shines and where it struggles. The backpacks will work better than pulling a sled on slopes with a rocky terrain, like in the mountains. When traveling down an incline or a slope with a pulk or sled, the weight of the sled, the weight behind you will push you forward, which could cause you to fall. I believe, which some are going to disagree, a backpack is much faster and you can travel farther. And they're much better in areas with many streams across that are not frozen. Or in early spring when the sun is becoming higher and higher each day, with warm conditions causing low stretches of snow less ground. Or when hiking, skiing, or snowshoeing in thick brush area, or in tornado-damaged wilderness. Or when hiking on steep side hills. Unless your sled has fins. Now the cons for the backpack when winter camping. Because of the cold temperatures, you're going to need more layers, like I said earlier, more down. But other gear like a shovel, extra fuel tanks for your stove, extra water bottles, a larger cooking pot for melting snow, and also a saw and an axe. I also like to take with me when winter camping a small frying pan or a small fire grill. And with all that extra gear means extra weight to carry, and all that weight on your shoulders. By the time you get to camp, my shoulders are killing me and I'm just worn down. And trying to find a pack large enough to carry all that extra gear, good luck on that. In the wintertime, you really want to minimize your sweat. A harness of a sled seems to be a better solution than a pack. No resting. So now when you're not going to be traveling in those areas that have steep slope or rocky terrain or crossing streams that are open, thick brush, then the sled is always a good option. When carrying all that extra weight when winter camping, I find it much easier to use a sled than a backpack. I believe a mistake people make when they start off with a sled, they'll get a belt and they'll put it around their waist and they'll attach a sled to their back and they'll pull with their lower back, which will become very uncomfortable quickly. You want to use some type of harness. It is easier and more comfortable pulling with your upper body than it is with your lower body. When going uphill through the deep snow, you can really lean in on it with your shoulders and pull like a horse. Now I find it much easier to put on and undo a harness than putting on a heavy pack. And when you need a breather or to take a break, you can just stand there with no heavy pack on your back and you can catch your breath. Unlike the backpack, you can take it off, but it would be wasting time. Or you can just keep that load on your back. If you're planning on building or purchasing a sled, you're going to have to learn to say no, because the people that are going to be going on a trip with you are going to want to put their extra gear in your sled because there's no room in their heavy packs. Now the last thing I like to mention is some people like to use a backpack and a sled together. They'll attach the sled to the back of the backpack and put the bulkier things in the sled. I'm not a fan of that. It's either the backpack or the sled. And if possible, because I like to bring luxury items, I like to bring a lot of gear, and I like to be comfortable in the cold weather, I'll always favor a sled. Well, this ends this episode. I hope you found it to be helpful and insightful. If you have any questions or comments, please write them down below. I'd love to hear from you. This is the Marine. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things.